Hello and welcome to my channel on the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style, and let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, this week I have been changing things around just a little bit, and last week I had talked about receiving this Mandala yarn. It's called Watercolors. I really like it. It's beautiful. This is the almond color. I really like this. This is very neutral, very beautiful. And I had started a sweater in that. It was just too heavy. It's a bulky 5, has wool in it, so it's definitely totally a wintertime sweater. I probably crocheted this much and I decided that's just not for me. So before I did that, I had ordered 3 more cakes, so I was going to have a total of six cakes of watercolor mandala from Lion Brand. I ordered it and it came in yesterday after I'd already changed my mind about what I was going to do with it. So as you can see, I did something else with it. I created a shell stitch pattern for a scarf that would look really pretty with that, and I messed around with it for 2 or 3 days, and I finally came up with the pattern that I wanted to crochet this yarn in. And this is a lot more appropriate for this yarn for me. I'm sure that there are knitters out there that would love to knit this because it doesn't take as much yarn to knit a sweater as it does to crochet. Crochet is a lot thicker. And so when you crochet a sweater, it has to be with something fairly light, or it's going to be just extremely hard to wear, or only wearable in the dead of winter, which I have a couple of sweaters on my Etsy shop that are like that, and they're designed for that. They're designed to be worn when it's really cold. You wear a turtleneck under them and it keeps you warm around the house or at work or wherever. So after I changed my mind about this, the other 3 cakes were delivered yesterday. So I have 6 cakes of that. I only have 4 cakes left because it took 2 cakes to make this scarf. And because there's only 164 yards on the ball, and I thought, you know, I could do it with 1 cake. But when I went to put the edging on, which let me just show you that, the basic scarf is just this much right here, and the edging goes all the way around, and it has some little shells on it. It's got some chain stitches. It goes all the way around, and this scarf is right about 58 inches long and 7 inches wide. So I had to dive into my second cake, and when I finally finished it, I only had this much yarn left out of the second cake. So it takes about 2 cakes of the watercolors to make my scarf. And it's called Shoreline Shells. And here's a picture of the pattern. I've already have it ready to go out onto Etsy. And what I'm going to do is I will post a video with just the scarf on, and that way if you want to just see a little bit about the scarf, I'll show it in more detail. And if you want to go to Etsy and buy the pattern, you can, or you can just watch the video or not do anything. Yes, fine. But I always release my patterns now with a specific video, so that if you want to see that particular pattern made up and see my comments about it, then you can go to my YouTube channel and just click on that, and you don't have to watch a whole Monday video just to hear about a new pattern that's out. But there again, this scarf is, I think, quite gorgeous. And let me take it off. Let me show it to you. This is what it looks like. And you know, this could use a block. I'm not really sure if I want to do that or not, but this will use a block, I think. Shells need to lay down, and it would make the scarf a lot wider. See, there's the width of the scarf itself, but with the edging and all, it's a little bit wider than I had originally planned. But once I finished the scarf, I thought this needs an edging on it, and it makes it a lot more feminine and has a little more bulk that you can do more with. So that is the scarf that I made from the watercolors. I hope you like it. It's beautiful. It's called Shoreline Shells, and it'll be out on my Etsy shop probably this afternoon. Can't promise, but I think it will be. And I think some of y'all probably get a notice from Etsy when there's a new pattern out. So and that's great. That way you don't have to wonder when it's going to hit the email. It'll come to you. The second one I made was from Latte cake, and I had this in my stash. I had never used any of it, And let me just show you how much I used to make a shoreline shell scarf. You can't even see much of where I used out of the center. I pulled the center. I got lucky on this one. I was lucky when I started the yarn. I usually am not all that lucky when I try to pull from the center of the skein or the cake. But I was lucky on this one, so I didn't use very much at all. I don't know if you can't even see it from there. So it's only just a little bit. And after I finished my shoreline shells with this latte cake, and I'll show it to you in a second, after I finished it, I weighed it and I found out that you could make 3 full shoreline shells scarves out of this latte cake. And I'm thinking Christmas. So I actually put that in the pattern. I thought, you know, consider this for Christmas. I love latte cakes. I went out on Amazon, and I'm sure they're on the Karen website as well. But there are so many colors of this, you can't even imagine it. And this is called Rose Scented. Rose Scented, and it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. So Crystal is going to come over and show you what shoreline shells looks like made from a latte cake. This is the latte cake version. It is so soft. I could wear this right now. I mean, this is really, really soft. As you know, if you've ever crocheted with a latte cake, you know what I mean. It's just so soft to the touch. There's a little bit of a halo, actually quite a bit of a halo on it, but it's not difficult to crochet. Now, I made this pattern fairly easy, and one of the tips in the pattern is when you go to crochet, you can hold the piece up, and when there's a light behind it, you can see the stitches. I don't know, you just have to try it on your own, and you probably already know this, but when you are crocheting with homespun or something like that, and it has a huge halo on it, you really have to make sure that you're not double crocheting in some of the openings. So what I did was I held it up to the light, and I could see the openings very easily, and that helped me get through it without increasing or decreasing stitches. So you might try that. It was really not difficult at all to make with this hook, and I used with the hook that I used, an MN, which is a 9.0 millimeter hook. It's big, but it's not huge. I mean, that would be this one that I start my show with every time. That is a PQ, but this is an MN, and it's really what I consider a very perfect hook size for the latte cake. It makes a beautiful stitch. It's not too tight. It has plenty of give, and I just love the way it looks. Now, Crystal, let me borrow this for a second. I want to get it up here where everybody can see it. And I'll also do this on my pattern release video as well, but I just wanted y'all to see it. And the pinks and the blues, and then there's some of this beautiful purple here. So it's kind of a pinky purple. It's really beautiful. I love this color. And I bought several latte cakes last year, and the ones that I purchased were all different colors, and I made the curly cowl that's out on my Etsy shop. I made that with the latte cake as well, and more in this color, so it's kind of neat. But I really like my curly cowl. It's a neat pattern. It's totally different from this, though. This is not the same. I really like this. I worked all week on it. I wanted to be sure that it was just right before I put it out there for y'all to try. So you can make 3 of these out of a latte cake. It takes 1.5 or 1 3/4 cakes of the Watercolors Lion Brand Mandala to make my shoreline shells scarf. So just kind of give you an idea of what it takes to make one. If you have a latte cake sitting around, you can make 3 of these. And think Christmas, don't forget. Some things that happened this week. I received my Knitcrate box for the month, and it's so gorgeous. Here is the Inspirations book, July 2020. Beautiful, beautiful. That's a crochet scarf that's on the front of the magazine, which is nice that they gave us a shout out, us crocheters. So the pattern doesn't look difficult. The knit pattern is this basically a scarf of the same type of scarf done in knit. So the yarn that we received was a cotton yarn, which is kind of nice. I really like the cotton yarn. and it's sponsored by Stitch and Hustle, which she decided that the Cotton Basic was the yarn that she wanted to choose. The colorways are Stardust and two others. I'll show those in a minute. But this is the color Stardust, and it comes in 100% organic Pima cotton. It's a DK weight, 266 yards on the cake. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. It is gorgeous. I'm glad I changed my Knitcrate preference to this one, and really came as a surprise to me. It was a long time ago when I actually went on Knitcrate and changed that, and they've had some trouble delivering their boxes, and they've been delayed quite a bit. So I had forgotten that I ordered this, and it's so gorgeous. When I opened it up, I thought, wow, this is awesome. Here it is, not caked up. I just wanted y'all to see how beautiful it was in the hank, not in the cake. So that's what it looks like on the hank. This is what it looks like in the cake. Pretty much the same. Very beautiful, very beautiful. And the other two colors, and I want to show you these because if you're not getting Knitcrate by the month, you might want to reconsider. I know it's a hard time for some people, but if you're staying home all the time, it is nice to get yarn in the mail that you don't have to go somewhere and buy and select it. It's really a nice thing to get, and you can order more, like I said, from the Knitcrate site. I'm not sponsored by them at all, so just so you know. These are the three colors that were in the box for July. This is the Hustle color. This is the Stardust, the one that I received, and this is all natural, and this is called Pavement, and just different colors of concrete is what that looks like. But the booklet is back to its old self. It's got beautiful sock yarns. You can also receive a monthly subscription to sock yarn, which is, I wish I used sock yarn. I wish I would like to do socks, but I really don't. But in this book are a pair of socks that I think are really pretty. Also, the crochet pattern also comes with a chart, and there's the chart. So it also comes with a chart. Then you have your Sparkle Pop socks, which are knitted socks, and that's your pattern for the knitted socks. Really, really pretty. Like I said, I don't knit socks, but some of y'all out there do, and I know this could be exciting if you got this. This is the crocheted version of socks that they sent, and a little too many holes for me, but they're cute. They're cutish, and if you just want to make a pair of socks, that might be a nice thing to do. So that's what I received in the Knitcrate box, along with this, which is a Tunisian crochet hook with the the band on it and the little end piece that keeps your stitches from coming off. So that was a nice little thing to put in there. It's actually not the right size. Whoops! It's actually not the right size for the shawl. The shawl called for 2 sizes smaller than that. This is a J hook. They must have known they were sending it to me because I love the J hook, and it's a 6.0 millimeter. So and it's wooden. I haven't used it yet, obviously, but I might try it for something. You never know, it might work out. But I do like the yarn because it is cotton, and a cotton anything is really nice. I might go out and order another hank or two of this on the double down, which means that you get a very good price on your yarn. If you have something that will take more yarn, then you can order more, and it doesn't cost too much. My light is blowing out here. I don't know what's wrong with it. Every now and then it starts doing that, and if I wave my hand in front of it, sometimes the light will adjust itself. I hope you're not seeing that. I'll try to edit out the hand waving so that we can keep it going here. My very good friend Joe with Joe for Totes, who makes custom project bags, has a new video, so here it is.
Hi, it's Joe with Joe for Totes, and today I have 5 bags to show you. So it's been a very busy week. The first one really was just completing a bag that I was waiting on this purple zipper to come in for Terry, who lives in Chula Vista, California, which is really actually close to San Diego, where one of my granddaughters was born, and I spent a lot of time there right after her birth. And so we were waiting on this purple zipper to come in, and it finally did. And I showed you this bag at the last video. But just to show you a little bit more about it, this is the outside zipper charm. I guess you can see that. And this is the medallion. I don't think there was a close-up last time I showed you, but Terry sent me all of this fabric, all 3 of these fabrics, and I was able to complete this bag, and it went really, really well. The inside is purple for the outside zipper, and the little charm for this one is it's got purple and red in it and a little bell. And then on the inside, she wanted a clear pocket with a snap. And so there's that pocket. She has the pull tabs, or the stitch markers that everyone has. And then on the other side, she wanted a pouch that had a couple of crochet hooks. And she showed me pictures of ones that I had shown, that I had done already. So she gets 2 of those, and a pouch on either side. And then the inside has the same zipper, or has the same lining for this zipper pouch as the outside fabric. And then this is the zipper charm for that one. And this is the zipper charm for the outside one. So they all coordinate. Red and purple are the main colors of this bag. And then for the stitch, decorative stitch on the handle, I was able to find some thread that had all the colors of the bag. And so it just turned out really pretty to coordinate all that. And these are the pull tabs for the zippers that have the same, it's the same fabric as these side pouches that Terry sent me. So it just turned out real well, and she definitely wanted to wait on that purple zipper, and I thought after when I put it in that was the right thing to do. It really matches and goes very well with this bag. So the second bag I want to show you is for Glenda, and Glenda lives in West Virginia. And she had seen this Nightmare Before Christmas bag that I did several months ago and wanted the same bag. So we ordered the fabric, we're able to find it. And this is her medallion. And then she wanted 4 side pockets. And all these fabrics I thought went really, really well. They coordinated really well with this Nightmare Before Christmas. And then for her handles, I put just this decorative stitch that looks just like a little zigzag. And then what she wanted that was different is she wanted the outside vinyl pocket, or vinyl window. And this is a pretty large one, and but you can see exactly what she has on the inside. She has a snap pouch, and then this is her charm for her zipper pull. And so that is the bag for Glenda, and I know she's been waiting for that, and I'm just know that she's going to really like it when she finally gets it. So the next 2 bags are for Nellie, and Nellie lives in Mission, Texas, and she's been waiting for these bags for a long time. Let me show you the first one. It is a lamb knitting bag. Let me show you the front first, and you can see the medallion turned out really, really pretty. And so the colors in this primary fabric are red, gray, and white. So I used a gray and white polka dot for the inside of this outside pouch, and a dark red fabric that matches with the same. It actually looks so similar to this fabric that's on the lamb sweaters that they're wearing. And then she wanted 4 outside pouches, and you can see her charm for her outside or her top zipper, and then her charm for her outside zipper pocket on the back. And for the inside of this, I found a gray and white and a little bit of black paisley fabric that went really, really well. And then a red zipper. Now, she was particular about the stitch she wanted for her handles. She wanted the flower petal stitch that she had seen on another bag that I did. So she got those on her handles. And then on the inside, she wanted the same for both of her bags. She wanted an inside zipper, and you can see it has the same fabric as the outside zipper, and a little charm for the pull tab. And then she wanted, for her crochet hooks, 3 sleeves that would help her with knowing where her crochet hooks were, 4, 7, and 10. And the little pocket here that would fit a cell phone just perfectly. And then the little stitch markers that everybody gets. So it turned out really, really well. And I think Nellie will really like this one. I thought it just turned out so cute. Very cute. So that one goes to Nellie. This next one also goes to Nellie. So she wanted a bag that had something about faith and something about country. Well, I found this fabric that has a lot of statements about faith. And then I found this country boot fabric, and it just was perfect. I mean, all the colors match so well. And there's her little medallion, you can see. This is her outside zipper charm. It's got a little cross for faith. And then on her back zipper, that's got all the main fabric in it, there's a little charm that's got the green and blues of the fabric. And she's got 4 side pouches that match. And then she has the flower petal design on her handles. And then on the inside, she has another zipper pocket with red fabric in it that matches the red on the outside. And then she has a pouch that's got the 3 sleeves for 4, 7, and 10 sizes of her crochet hooks. And then, of course, she's got the zipper tabs. Now, what she wanted for this bag was a matching pouch. So this is the 5th bag of what I've made this week. And you can see it matches really well. It's got a little piping here that's got the same blue as the handles on the bag. And then on the inside, it has just a cream color. That's the same cream color as you see on the background of the main fabric. So this is the little pouch that she wanted. And I put a little charm on that too, because you can't have a zipper without a pull charm. So these bags will go to Nellie, and then Chris will get hers, and then Glenda will get hers, and I hope everybody will be happy. But until I see you next time, have a great week. Bye.
Thank you, Jo. That was awesome. Thank you so much for sending your videos. Everybody loves those. So let's move on to the next portion of our program. The next portion of my program is questions and answers. And these are questions that came in on my last video, last Monday. So I'm going to try to answer them all very quickly so that I can get to everybody. So first of all, Rhea, or R-E-A-H, asks, how far have I gotten on my Lost in Time cross-stitch project? This is a huge project that has 66,000 cross stitches in it, and I am at the top left corner, and each square that's about this big, each square is 100 stitches. So you can see that I've done quite a few, but I have not really gotten very far on it, but I am working on it. So that's the progress I've made on Lost in Time. VAMP, I'm not sure who you are, but I answered one of your questions last video as well. How do I manage my whips? I manage my whips by putting them in project bags. Now, I don't have enough project bags to hold all my whips. I ended up putting some of them into little mesh bags that I can just see right through, and I can see exactly where my whips are. I probably have 10 or 12 going right now, and I really hate that. I wish I didn't have so many whips, but I start things and I really love them, and I want to show them to you, and then sometimes I finish them later. Sometimes I finish them the next season. So it just depends on how far I want to get on that particular item and if I can wear it during that season. So my whips are put in project bags first, and some project bags that are very large, I might have 2 whips in there, but each one, or at least one of them, is in a mesh bag. Sandy, in relation to that, Sandy asks me, are you going to finish that black bamboo pop top? Yes, I'm going to finish it. It's right here by my desk, and I look at it every day, and I think I need to work on that, and I'm distracted by, scarves or whatever else. And I went on a little bit of a tangent this week, but I do have intentions of finishing that. Don't know when it will be, but I do still have it in my whip pile, and I'll be working on that as well. Linda asks, can you use sock yarn to make a sweater? Absolutely. You can use sock yarn to make a sweater. You just have to crochet for a long, long time. Just like you would have to knit for a long time to knit a sweater out of sock yarn. It's a beautiful yarn. I love it because it's really thin, and when you make it, it has great drape. but it also takes a lot longer to crochet. So just remember that if you're planning to make a sweater out of sock yarn. But you can make one of my sweaters out of it because I don't tell you what kind of yarn you have to use. You can use any size yarn you want and any hook size you want. So make a swatch with your sock yarn. Make sure it's the right consistency of fabric that you want, and then you can proceed with your side-to-side measurement and move on from there. Teresa had an answer for Janet's question about using a PDF file and making changes to it, and she said Knit Companion is reviewed on Very Pink Knits, and Knit Companion must be one of those programs that will allow you to do that. So you might try that, Janet. That's all we came up with was one person's answer. So it's okay. I appreciate that. Thank you to Teresa. Alice asked the difference between a color and a colorway. The way I understand it, and you may have different opinions about this, but color is the color of one particular yarn. Like this is Stardust. That would be the color of the yarn. A colorway would be more like this, which would have several colors in it. It might be called rose scented, but it has several colors in the actual yarn. I mean, definitive colors, and those are the colorway of this particular yarn. Now that's the way I understand it. Don't quote me, I just really don't know. I looked it up on Google and I read many definitions of it, and that's kind of what I came up with. Jean asks, are you ever going to make a cardigan? Well, I did make a cardigan last year. It's called the Friday Cardi. It's out on my Etsy shop, and I'll put a link to it down in the description box. It is a winter cardi, but you know you could make that out of cotton, for example. You could make it out of this. You can make it out of any yarn you want because there are no stitch counts. You can use any size hook you want to make that particular cardigan. I think it's a lot easier to make a cardigan if you have a certain kind of yarn that you're using that I use, but you could certainly use any kind of yarn you want and just adjust the pieces to fit you, and you'll have not a problem. I really don't think there'd be a problem in using a different type of yarn to make that cardigan, but there is a cardigan pattern out there on my Etsy shop. Finally framed Jesus and Mary, and here it is. I put it in the frame. I don't know if you can see that. I bought a rough hewn frame with a brown mat to match the color of Mary's hair, and also just to kind of blend in with the color of the embroidery fabric. It is not white, it's a cream color, yellowish cream, so I thought that might go well with a brown frame. It's done with 6 strands of embroidery floss, except for the faces. I did those with 3 or 4 pieces of floss. You could try whichever one you want. If you do a drawing like this, you can always do the faces in a little less floss than the other parts of the picture. That way it makes the faces more delicate and they're just more beautiful. So just wanted to show you this. This is something that I finally finished. It's been a couple of weeks. That's not too bad, but I have finally finished this particular embroidery piece, and this will go up on my wall. Last but not least is the Crochet Surprise that we'll be giving away today, and we haven't looked at it because it was before the 5th of the month, and I'm not really allowed to show what's in the box. I get it a little bit early, so I'm not allowed to show what's in the box until after the 5th of the month. So it is now the 10th of the month, so I wanted to show you what's inside, and we're going to find out who wins this today as well. Let me show you what's in here. This is awesome. I printed off the instructions for this from a PDF that the owner of the company sent me. I didn't get the folder with the pattern in it. No big deal. I emailed her in beautiful customer service. She just emailed me right back with the PDF, and so I printed it off. This is the Crochet Surprise, and this is what we're giving away today. This is the Skylar hat and the Kai hat, K-A-I, and the Skylar hat. There are 2 hats in this particular pattern, and there's the second one. Here's the first one, I believe. That's how it works. And great instructions. I've looked over them. They don't look hard to do at all. Each hat is just one little page of instructions. And let me show you what comes in the box. This is the jeans. This is the jeans yarn. This is the classic jeans color. Love it. I've used it. It's quite wonderful. This is really great yarn. This is one skein that comes in the yarn. And then I believe for the other hat, they have you using these two. And these are from Basic Stitches from Lion Brand. I've used these as well. They're anti-pilling. They're very, very nice. I have several skeins of this over there in my stash. This one is called Fairview, and this one is called Steel Blue, and we put those two together to make the Skylar hat. And I really, really like this. It's a great monthly subscription. It's always really nice. What Sarah and Doug, who own this company, Crochet Surprise, are promoting is Hat Not Hate, and this is a label that you can put onto your hat and send it into Hat Not Hate. And that is a program sponsored by Lion Brand, where you can contribute a hat or 5 or 10 or 100 hats to the program that distributes these hats to kids at school, and it helps them feel good about not being bullied. It promotes the not bullying culture. It promotes a not bullying culture. So I think it's a great idea. It's been going on for a couple of years, as far as I know, 2 or 3 years now, and they are asking for hats to be sent to a certain address, and that address is in this pattern. Just wanted to tell you that. Also in this box is Lemon Berry Black tea, loose tea by Jasmine Pearls, a wonderful, wonderful company. Their tea is really so wonderful. I'm not a tea drinker, but I can drink this tea all day long. I really like it. And I'm going to send it to you. Whoever wins this box will get the tea, the 3 skeins of yarn, and the pattern to make the hats. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins the Crochet Surprise box this week. There was a keyword, and the keyword was surprise. And I saw lots of those coming in, so we're in good shape. Let's turn it over to the computer and see who wins. Here we are looking at the computer. Here's the URL from last Monday. Here's the word surprise, which was the keyword for this week. And let's go down here and get the number of comments that came in with that particular word in there. So we had 276 comments. Wonderful. All right, 276 of you are in the running for this particular Crochet Surprise. So let's start. Let's find out who wins the Crochet Surprise box. Here we go. Crafty Grandma, Gina. So thank you, Crafty Grandma. I appreciate you joining in, and everyone who wrote a comment and were in the running for the Crochet Surprise this week. Congratulations, Crafty Grandma. If you will send me your mailing address to my email address, then I will send it out to you right away. Thank you to everyone who sent in a comment, who watches my videos, and who likes my videos. I would appreciate it if you click the like button down there. It lets YouTube know that there might be other people who should watch this because you liked it. So that's really great. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You can also share my videos, and I also put those out on Facebook every week. They are out on my Facebook group, so if you haven't signed up to be in the Facebook group, please do so. And also the community, the On the Hook Crochet community. When I send out a pattern like I'm getting ready to do for the Shoreline Shells pattern, I will send you an email, let you know that it's out there, and also give you a substantial discount code to use when you go to buy the pattern on my Etsy shop. So thank you all for supporting my Etsy shop. It allows me to bring you more content, to produce videos, and to bring you something that you might be interested in doing. So until next Monday, I hope you will have a wonderful, wonderful week, and join me then to find out what's on the hook.